All right, my friends, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today I wanted to kind of, help maybe, my fellow console gamers kind of bridge the gap to decide if when it's right to move to PC. So I've come up with these three things. Now, these three things, if you are one of these three things, then it is probably a better choice for you to move over to console. So here's the thing, guys. I've been playing console games for what, 38 years, 39 years now. I'm 44, so 39 years is a very long time to be a gamer and to be a console gamer. But if you look at the way consoles are going now, and obviously if PlayStation wasn't putting their games on PC, we wouldn't even be having this conversation right now. We would still be in that limbo area trying to get through each console generation, doing whatever. So here's the thing, guys. Ever since last generation, where Xbox and PlayStation started to bring out mid-console refreshes that actually had more power, and now that PlayStation is again doing that again with the PlayStation 5 Pro, you have to kind of ask yourself if it makes sense to keep buying a console, or if it's time to like move over. And it's never really been as easy of a decision as it is right now. But I kind of feel like a lot of us are kind of trapped. We feel kind of trapped, We've got these misconceptions in our heads that like PC is like this, that it's harder or doesn't do this, or you can't hook it up to your TV, or it's buggy and glitchy, or it's got problems all the time, or just so many things that aren't really the case. Especially if it's not, okay? So you got to look at it this from this point of view, okay? With the PlayStation 5 generation alone, we had a PlayStation 5. We paid our $500 for that. Then the PlayStation 5 Pro comes out. It's $700. You're buying like memory cards and all of that kind of stuff just to kind of, get all your games on there. You're buying digital games, stuff like that. So, I mean, there's a cost there. The cost does add up. Obviously, it's spread out across the generation, so it's not really that big of a deal. Now, I know for a fact, and I know who my audience is, and I know that a lot of you guys are probably in the same boat that I was in, whereas we get excited for like these console generations and stuff, and they come out and we're excited for it, but then over the course of the generation, like things start to like, it's kind of a roller coaster ride. And so let's go ahead and get into these three things that I've designed, or that I've come up with to help you decide if, like, look, man, is moving to PC really right for me? And I think by the time this video is done, I think you're going to see things pretty close to the way I do. So, first one, if you are an avid Digital Foundry watcher, if you watch Digital Foundry, if you have to wait for Digital Foundry to do an analysis on a game before you'll even consider buying it, it might be time to move to PC. And now I'm going to tell you why. So when I was back on the Xbox Series, or Xbox One and PlayStation, PS4 Pro and Xbox One X, I would literally wait for Digital Foundry to do their analysis of games before I would even consider buying them. Because look, man, I feel like honestly, if you're like under the age of 30, this video probably doesn't matter to you. If you're a casual gamer only playing on the weekends, or you're a Call of Duty player or something like that, this video might not matter to you. But for the majority of us, like 35 to 50, 60, whatever, our 30-year-old, well, 30 on up. If you're 30 years old and up, you are in probably in a position in life to where you have the funds necessary to buy this stuff. It doesn't really matter to you. I mean, one of my buddies he comes to the channel all the time and he's like, yeah, I bought 3 PS5 Pros, and I'm not going to name drop or anything, but I look at that mentality of this guy, and I'm like, okay, guys, if like you have the money to buy the PC, like it doesn't even matter. And I know that like the price, being a console gamer, and you look at the entry level price of like a PC, you're like, oh my gosh, dude, that's so daunting. You're looking at like $2,500, or $3,000 or $4,000 or whatever. Like that looks like a lot of money, and it's like, oh my gosh, man, that's a lot of money. But you look back at like the PS5, you paid $500 for that. You probably bought your SSD. Say you got a 2 terabyte SSD when they first let you put them in there. That's another $400 right there. Say you're like, oh man, so now you're already $900 into that bad boy. DualSense Edge comes out, you're like, ooh, $200, you got one of them, you got yourself one of them portals, $200 for a portal. You're like, ooh, PSVR 2, you spend another $500, $600 on that. And then you got PS5 Pro, and you're like, oh my gosh, another $700. I mean, you add all that up and you do that math, and you're like, boom, there's your freaking PC right there. There's your PC right there. And so it's like, yeah, I get that it's like a lot of money up front, but you're putting that money into it. And we didn't even touch on having to pay to play games online, like PlayStation Plus. We didn't even touch on that. And that's anywhere from $60 to $80 a year just to play your games online. So I get it that there's a lot of upfront cost for PC, but there's also a lot of cost throughout the PlayStation generation that you're going to, because I mean, obviously, if we're sitting here, obviously, yeah, we're buying these games. Like, I was a poster child for like, ooh, new game, buy it. Ooh, new game, buy it. Ooh, new console, buy it. I was the poster child for that, and that was like my mindset. Like I was, and we'll get to that part too. But the Digital Foundry thing, if you're waiting for Digital Foundry to tell you if a game is 4K, or you know, because you've got enough money, you got your big old TV, your OLED TV sitting in the living room, and you don't want no 864p on that. You don't want a blurry, fuzzy looking mess on there. You absolutely don't want that. So yes, you are hanging on every single syllable that Digital Foundry says before you even buy these games. It's time for you to move to PC. Like, it is time. Like, you are the candidate for PC. Console is just not going to fulfill your needs for gaming anymore. And if you think about it, as the generation goes on and it starts to wane a little bit, and you're like, oh man, and you're just feeling like you're like, your only hope is like PS5 Pro. You're like, man, like PS5 Pro is going to do the same thing throughout the end of the generation. So you're always going to have to pick or choose or something like that just to get like the best experience you can get for the games that you want to play. Which leads me into number two. Number two, if you find yourself easily hyped, okay, if you're the kind of person that like words like smart access delivery or PSSR or checkerboard rendering, or, you know, this is like super fast SSD, Kraken technology, smart delivery. Like, if all of those things hype you up, if the word teraflops makes you excited and you're like, ooh, teraflops, if you get excited for the marketing buzzwords, you are a perfect candidate for PC gaming. With the console generation, like I was just saying, it starts off strong. You're hyped, you're super hyped, you got a new piece of hardware coming out, boom, it's good. But then it comes out, and then it's like, and it starts to dip because you're getting that 1440p game. Or you gotta choose between 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second, and you get 4K at 30, but you get 1440p to 864p at 60 FPS. So like, you're like, oh my gosh, dude. So yeah, like it starts to wane and you start to lose that excitement for the platform that you're on. And you can try to tell me all day until you're blue in the face while you're over there on Twitter cranking out the keyboard that, yeah, PlayStation's better. You can tell me that all day long, but we both know that you're getting a little bit salty about it. That's why PS5 Pro perked you up and you're so excited that you're like, yes, finally we're back in the game. We're gonna get 4K with PSSR. I have trust issues with PlayStation upscalers. I do. I have trust issues. It is great for their games, but third party, boom, never a hit. It always kind of fails me. So I get it. Like, if that kind of thing hypes you up, you get to look at this, because now you're in a position financially or, you know, in your life to where a $500 GPU every couple of years is probably not going to break your bank. You're going to go like $500 to $1,000. You'll be able to go out there and get a really good card every freaking couple of years and continue to incrementally upgrade your experience, because that's going to keep you excited. It's going to keep you playing games, and it's going to keep you happy. Trust me, you could be wasting your money on all kinds of other stuff, but you're a gamer. You could be out there wasting it on camping gear or bikes or guns or hunting or whatever else. But you chose to spend it on video games because that's what keeps you exciting. Plus, not to mention, you know, you get to go back and play like, oh my gosh, well, we'll save that for the third part. So yes, if you're easily hyped, PC is where you want to be, because there's like a consistent, every 2 years, you're going to be able to continue to hype yourself. Every 2 years, you're going to be able to get hyped. Maybe when you're like, oh man, well, I don't really need the new GPU, so I'm just going to wait this one out and wait for the next one. You get to make those decisions. Nobody makes them for you. You get to decide if you want to use an upscaler. You get to decide if you want 30 frames per second or 150 frames or 200,000 frames or whatever. But the ultimate experience is you get full control over your experience so that you can deliver yourself. You get to be the architect of your own console. You don't have to wait for Cerny or Jason Ronald or Mark Cerny to come out with their freaking Frankenstein PCs anymore. You get to build your own, or you get to pay somebody to build it for you, and then you get to enjoy the fruits of that labor. That's the point. You get to decide and make something truly phenomenal for you to explore and play on. Which leads me to the third thing. These 3 things, man, I'm serious. If you're one of these, yeah, dude, it's time to get a PC and move forward. If you're a single player gamer, if you like single player games, this is a big one for me. This is what tipped the scales, like, initially for me, is like, whoa, dude. Yeah, Assassin's Creed Valhalla looked incredible at 1440p at 60 frames a second on Xbox Series X when it first came out on my 4K TV. But it also looks absolutely incredible at 200 frames a second at 1340 by 1440p, ultra wide, with all the settings and everything cranked up on an OLED monitor, which is one of the amazing things. You get so many more awesome technologies to enjoy your games. It's incredible. You can buy an ultra wide monitor, you can get a regular monitor, you can hook it up to a big 55-inch screen TV, you can hook it up to a freaking projector for all I care. You can do whatever you want with PC, and you can make it significantly better. You can build a cool freaking PC case. You can build a PC on your freaking wall, man. You can add RGB. You can do whatever you want. You are no longer stuck to some little box that they designed and put out to sell you little covers for it and little wraparound things for it. No, man, you get to freaking decide. And if you like PlayStation controller, boom, PlayStation support on PC now. If you like Xbox controller, boom, you can use an Xbox controller on PC. The biggest thing is, if you're a single player gamer like I know you are and I am, if you go back and you get the 360 games, or you get the Xbox One games, or the new games that are coming out, you go back and you play those games, oh my gosh, dude, I'm not even joking when I say that the amount of visuals that they used to pack into 360 era games, wow, I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. It's so incredible to see some of those games fully maxed out, running at like 200 frames a second at like 8K resolution, dropped all the way down to 4K, man. It just looks incredible. And like, you don't even need a super powerful rig to run those games. Like, you can literally run those at 4K on a ROG Ally. So you don't need something like super massive to do that. You just need to get there, and you need to see this for yourself. I get it, man. Consoles are my security blanket too. I ordered a PS5 Pro. I'm not immune to the overhype and all of that stuff, and you'll probably be that way for a little while. Once you switch, you'll probably still get a PS5 Pro. You'll probably still buy a PlayStation 6. You'll probably still buy that, but then you'll get to a point where you're like, maybe I don't need these, or maybe it is cool to have one sitting here and the other one not. You know what I mean? Like, it's time though. It's time for you to move forward and start building your PC collection that is gonna last you. You don't gotta wait for Sony or Microsoft to bring out an update. Like, you get the best version day one that like is incredible. Then you've got modding support from modders that can build stuff into the games, and once you get a little bit more versed in PC, you'll be able to do that for yourself, and you'll be able to enhance your experience. Man, I'm telling you, PC is absolutely limitless. There's so much fun stuff that you can do. It's not all bad like everybody out there says it. And the only people that are saying that are literally the people that are not going to buy a PC because they're they're brainwashed, or they're trying to brainwash themselves, so they're trying to brainwash you because they just want to stay console fanboys forever. And why? Like my wife tells me all the time, I'm almost old enough to buy a Corvette, guys, and I'm gonna buy one. Like, I want a Corvette so bad, but I'm almost old enough. Dude, you are old enough to buy a PC now. You are old enough to enjoy gaming like you've never enjoyed gaming before. I'm telling you, man, going from like 120 frames at Call of Duty to like 440 frames of Call of Duty is mind-blowing. It is super smooth. And they say that, oh, you can't see the frames out. You're right, you can't see them, but you can damn sure feel that stuff. But you can see it to an extent to where it's so freaking smooth on PC that you can truly admire the intense visuals that these games have to offer that you are just not getting on your upscaled consoles, bro. You're not getting that. You're losing so much detail, it's not even funny. And the funny thing is that shit looks so damn good to you right now. Imagine like what the real graphics look like at way higher frames, and like, woo, man, like it's incredible. Your games look good right now, but they look significantly better on PC. On a lot of these newer games, for sure. Because I mean, like, obviously your consoles have hit they've hit a wall, and they either need to increase the power or move to a new generation. That's where you're at right now. Whereas PC is significantly farther past that now, to where we're getting new PC hardware right now. We just got the Intel CPUs. We're getting the new AMD CPUs in like the same day the PS5 Pro launches. We should be getting RDNA 4 by the end of the year or early next year, and we should be getting the 50 series from NVIDIA end of the year, beginning of next year. This is the time to start getting into PC. This is the time. This is so incredible. I'm not even joking, my friends. PC has come a long way. It's very, very easy, and it's pretty user friendly now, guys. Like, seriously, man, anybody, if I can freaking do it, a lot of people can do it. Like, I know that. And you've got plenty of resources out there to learn and to ask questions and to like figure things out. If you got questions, man, just come to me. Hit me up on Twitter, FrogboyX1 Gaming. Wherever you got to, ask me whatever questions you want, dude. I will do my best to help answer that, because yeah, PC gaming is the future and consoles are still there, but yeah, guys, it's time to move forward. You're old enough to buy a PC now. You get to fully enjoy it. You've worked hard, man. You get to fully enjoy your experience. So, all right, my friends, if you like this content, do not forget to like and subscribe. And remember, if you have to wait for Digital Foundry to buy a game, move to PC. If you get hyped really easy over tech and stuff, move to PC. If you freaking love single player games, racing games, single player game, whatever, move to PC, because you are going to fully enjoy that experience significantly more for the same money, or even cheaper. Like, usually games on PC are about $10 cheaper, so you're gonna save more money just by going to PC. You don't got to pay for all that online stuff anymore. So yeah, guys, it's incredible over here. It is. But yes, I did buy a PS5 Pro because I want my GT7 to look good. So, all right, guys, if you like this content, do not forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.